Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. My Spice, Plays, Sports Terms, Missing Body Parts, Cats, and Debriefing. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player one. The fact that a cat can land upon its feet without injury gave rise to the myth that cats have this many lives. Okay, player one. That's it. Select again. The Korat breed from Thailand is usually this color of some Olympic medals. Let's hear it, player one. Right. We return to you, player one. The mass killing of cats in the 14th century helped spread this disease carried by rat fleas. It's player one. Correct. Player one, you pick again, please. Net, ace, foot fault. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Player one, choose bunker, wedge, caddy. Okay, player one. Yes. Please pick again, player one. Bomb, backfield, blitz. It's player one. Correct. You get to pick again. Sarah will present this clue.
Googly, gully, and batsman are terms used in this sport.
Yes, player one? Yep. Yeah! Player one. Pick again. Fletch. Quiver. Yes, player one? Good for you. We return to you, player one. The Ceylon, or tree type of this spice that's good on toast, is buff-colored and mildly sweet. It's player one. That's not it. Any other takers? We're talking about cinnamon. Player one. Pick again. The name of this spice, important in Asian incense, can also refer to a small piece of garlic. Let's hear it, player one. Right. Player one, choose again. In a sushi bar, you will likely be offered some pickled this, so you can cleanse your palate between bites. Player one? No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Ginger. Please pick again, player one. Brassica juncea is the brown or Indian type of this spice. Okay, player one. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Mustard. Player one. Back popular in spaghetti sauce, wild marjoram is more commonly known by this name. It's player one. Any other takers? The correct response is oregano. You get to pick again, player one. Short-haired cats were derived from the Khafre cat, which was domesticated by this ancient civilization. It's player one. Yep. Player one. Back. This Asian-named cat is produced by mating Siamese and longhairs, and then selectively breeding them. Yes, player one? No, sorry. Anyone else? It's player three. That's not it. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player two. Right. Okay, let's get back into this. Player two, you make the next selection as we... It's the alliterative salutation that traditionally begins each entry of a girl's daily journal. Yes, player one? Yes. Player one, to slobber, or to bounce a basketball. Okay, player one? Good. Player one, humorous poetry with irregular rhythm is known by this canine name. Okay, player one? Hey, you're right. Please pick again, player one. To a Londoner, it's a trash can. It's player one. Nope. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? The correct response is a dustbin. Player one, choose again. An alcoholic may suffer from this, from the Greek for mad thirst. It's player one. That's correct. Please pick again, player one. This assassin's third, fourth, and fifth vertebrae aren't in a Baltimore cemetery. They're at the National Museum of Health and Medicine. Player one?
Yeah!
Player one. An American urologist is said to own a very important part of this French leader who died on May 5th, 1821. Yes, player one? Good. We return to you. This Lord Protector's body was once buried in Westminster Abbey. It's believed his head is buried in Cambridge. Yes, player one? That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Oliver Cromwell. Player 1, choose again. Answer, the Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. Player 1, give us a wager. Answer, General Lee said, he has lost his left arm, which was buried in Elwood, Virginia, but I have lost my right arm. Congratulations, you're still in first, Player 1. Player 1, back to you. P.T. Barnum didn't have this actress's leg to stand on when she refused his $10,000 offer for it. The correct response is Sarah Bernhardt. You get to pick again, Player 1. In 2006, New Yorkers awoke to find his 1935 play, Awake and Sing, back on Broadway. Here's what we were looking for. Clifford Odets. You again, Player 1. Matthew Burnett turned this Our Town playwright's novel, Theophilus North, into a play. Okay, Player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Player 3? That's correct. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. You might need a learner's permit to watch Paula Vogel's Pulitzer Prize play, How I Learned to Do This. It's Player 1. That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, Player 2. Right. Player 2, you start. The play Spinning into Butter explores political correctness at a small college in this Green Mountain state. It's Player 1. No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Vermont. And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. Moonlight and Magnolias depicts the epic struggle to turn this novel into a 1939 film. Player 1? Good for you. Player 3, you're going first in Double Jeopardy, and we'll start that round right after this break. Let's see what happens in Double Jeopardy with these categories awaiting the players. Beastly noises. It's a gas. Poets. Assassin and victim. Awards and honors. And U.S. cities. Player 3, start us. DuPont owns the trademark to this refrigerant gas introduced in the 1930s to replace hazardous substances. It's Player 1. No. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Freon. It immediately precedes lithium on the periodic table. It's player 3. That's correct. On the plus side again. Player 3, back to you. Answer, the first of the daily doubles. You're in second place, so what is your wager going to be? Please enter your wager. Here is your daily double clue. The name of this gas comes from the Greek for strange. Sorry. Here's the correct response. Xenon. Player 3, pick again. To make a simple fire extinguisher, put vinegar in baking soda, producing this gas that will put out a flame. Let's hear it, player 1. No, that's not right. Any other takers? Player 2. Good. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? Around 1910, for chemical company BASF, Carl Bosch learned to make quantities of this gas from nitrogen and hydrogen. It's player 1. No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player 3. That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 2. Right. Player 2, choose again. A poem by this American begins, "When lilacs last in the dooryard bloomed." Let's hear it, player 1. Nope. Sorry. Anyone else? We're talking about Walt Whitman. You get to pick again, player 2. Here's Sarah. She'll show you.
Many of the poems of Federico Garcia Lorca have been adapted for this Spanish art form that combines guitar, song, and dance.
Let's hear it, player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player 2. That is correct. Player 2, you pick again, please. His love song of J. Alfred Prufrock says, "In the room the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo." Yes, player 1? Anyone else? The correct response is T.S. Eliot. Select again. Richard Cory, "A gentleman from soul to crown, in a poem by this man, put a bullet through his head." Yes, player 1? No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Edwin Arlington Robinson. You get to pick again, player 2. Funeral Blues by this British poet begins, "Stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone." Yes, player 1? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? We're talking about W.H. Auden. You get to pick again, player 2. Marcus Junius Brutus et al., 44 BC. Yes, player 1? You got it. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 1. Make a selection. Washington, D.C.'s theater awards are named for this First Lady of the American Theater. Yes, player 1? No. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Helen Hayes. Select again. Yigal Amir, 1995. Yes, player 1? No. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Yitzhak Rabin. You get to pick again, player 1. Leon Czolgosz, 1901. Yes, player 1? No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. William McKinley. We return to you, player 1. Nathuram Godse, 1948. It's player 1. No. Any other takers? Here's what we were looking for. Mohandas Gandhi. You again, player 1. James Earl Ray, 1968. Player 1? Yes. You again, player 1. Granite works sprung up in and around this state capital, using stone from Bahrain, a few miles away. It's player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player 3. Yep. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we... People who need Peabodys envy her for the Peabody Award she won for her 1994 HBO concert. Let's hear it, player 1. That's it. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, you make the next. The day Churchill died, it was if the horse kept calling for him with a neigh and a... It's player 1. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player 3.
Aww.
No. Any other takers? Player 2. That is correct. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. After the hungry German shepherd gnawed on the tree, it let out a... It's player 1. That's correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player one, you make the next selection as we continue. If the species were reversed at Thanksgiving, the birds chowing down on us would be doing a lot of... Okay, player one. That's right, way to go. Player one, back to you. I should never have committed a crime on the farm. I knew the pig would... It's player one. Good. We return to you, player one. Answer the second daily double. Player one, you are currently in last. How much? The clue, playing bridge, the donkey led the 4 of clubs, and the elephant decided to... You are correct. Player one, back to you. The JFK Profile in Courage Award is modeled after a lantern from this frigate built in 1790s Boston. Okay, player one. Yes. Select again. This Oklahoma city is known for its Art Deco buildings, including the Phillips Oil Philcade. Player one. Correct. Player one, you pick again, please. Mormons settled this city in 1855, but thought it was too much of a gamble and abandoned it in 1857. Player one? Yes. You get to pick again, player one. For the musical Sunset Boulevard, Hugh Jackman won 2 Mo Awards, equivalent to the Tonys, in this, his native country. Okay, player one. Good. Player one, back to you. This actor dedicated his American Beauty Oscar to his friend Jack Lemmon, who had inspired him. It's player one. Yes. Player one, you pick again, please. Let's get Jimmy's assistance on this clue.
If you're feeling a little rocky, run up these stairs to visit this city's museum at Benjamin Franklin Parkway.
Yes, player one? Right. And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. This New Mexico artist colony town's pueblo was chosen as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992. Let's hear it, player one. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? Yes, player two.
Oh!
Anyone else? Player three? Correct. Sorry, only player two will be proceeding to Final Jeopardy. Here's today's Final Jeopardy category. American authors. What are you going to wager? The Final Jeopardy clue is, injured on the Austro-Italian front on July 8, 1918, he also crossed the English Channel with U.S. forces on D-Day. What did you say? Sorry, that incorrect response will drop your score by... Here's what we were looking for. Ernest Hemingway. Player two, congratulations to you. We'll see you next time.
Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Ships. The short form. Birds. Classic rock opening lines. First names and novels' first lines. Player 1, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. CCR. Left a good job in the city. Yes, Player 1? Nope. Anyone else? We're talking about Proud Mary. Select again. Pink Floyd, Part 2. We don't need no education. 5 words. Okay, Player 1. That's right, way to go. You've got some money again. We return to you, Player 1. Nancy Sinatra. You keep saying you've got something for me. It's Player 1. Good. You again, Player 1. The Beatles. Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner. Okay, Player 1. No, that's not right. Any other takers? Okay, Player 2. That is correct. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. Elvis. We're caught in a trap. Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? It's Player 3. That is correct. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, Player 3. Make us a... Wild Bill Hickok's real first name was James. This was Buffalo Bill Cody's. It's Player 1. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, Player 2. Nope. Anyone else? Yes, Player 3? Right. We return to you, Player 3. Jennifer is a form of this other first name made famous by King Arthur's wife. Let's hear it, Player 1. No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Guinevere. Please pick again, Player 3. It's the Daily Double. You are currently in the lead. Player 3, please select your wager. Answer this. This first name, like that of the guy who married Medea, is from a Greek word for healer. Sorry, you're down to second now. Player 3. Here's what we were looking for. Jason. Player 3, back to you. Orwell. Mr. Jones of the Manor Farm had locked the hen houses for the night. Player 1? No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Animal Farm. Player 3, you pick again, please. The submarine USS Nautilus was the first ocean-going vessel to use this form of power. Yes, Player 1? Good. Player 1, you start us off. Bench presses build up the pecs, short for these. Yes, Player 1? That's correct. Player 1, pick again. The Random House Historical Dictionary of American Slang has an 1896 citation of diff, D-I-F-F, as short for this. It's Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Difference. Player 1, choose again. Rad, meaning excellent, was truncated from this. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. We return to you, Player 1. Cosmo Girl doesn't just look good, she can have a convo, short for this. Player 1? Yes. Select again. One of the perks of my job is knowing that perk, meaning a benefit, is short for this. Okay, Player 1? No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? We're talking about perquisite. We return to you, Player 1. This first name of Miss Marple's creator comes from a word that means good. Okay, Player 1. Yes. Player 1, choose. As a verb, this first name means to send mail free of charge. Okay, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's Player 2. Yep. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as we... Fitzgerald. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind. Okay, Player 1. That is correct. Okay, let's get back in. Tolstoy. Well, Prince, so Genoa and Lucca are now just family estates of the Bonapartes. Yes, Player 2. That is correct. Player 2, make a selection, please, as we continue. Golding. The boy with fair hair lowered himself down and began to pick his way toward the lagoon. Yes, Player 1. Right. Player 1, you start us off. Charlotte Bronte. There was no possibility of taking a walk that day. Player 3, you got it. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 3, make us a... Perhaps this thrush, a type of babbler, hangs out at comedy clubs with the same named hyena. Okay, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? The correct response is laughing. Player 3, back to you. Listen, you white-bellied bustard. I know where you live. This continent's savannah. Yes, Player 1? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Africa. We return to you, Player 3. This common long-legged wading bird gets its name from a prop used by circus performers. Player 1? Correct. Where do we begin, Player 1? In 1838, the Sirius became the first steamship to cross this ocean using steam power alone. It's Player 1. Correct. You're out of the hole. You get to pick again, Player 1. Musical name of Cygnus buccinator. Player 1. Sorry. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. The trumpeter swan. You again, Player 1. This bird of the family Gruidae can be distinguished from the heron by the bustle of feathers over its rump. Let's hear it, Player 1. Nope. Any other takers? We're talking about the crane. Player 1, back to you. Before its name was changed, this ship of Sir Francis Drake was known as the Pelican. Okay, Player 3. That's correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we... On a sailing ship, these can be buntlines, downhauls, or sheets. Player 1. Correct. And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. Apollo 15's command module was named in honor of this ship commanded by Captain James Cook. Okay, Player 1. That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Endeavor. The selection will be yours, Player 1, when we return from this break. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Football. Say it in Spanish. Health and medicine. Country's highest points. The scintillating 1700s. And books and authors. Where do we begin, player one? He caught the catch on January 10th, 1982. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. This cup representing Canadian football supremacy was donated by the descendant of a tea namesake. Let's hear it, player one. Right. Player one, back. This Cowboys wide receiver of the 1990s is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yes, player one. That's correct. On the plus side again. Select again. And here's Jimmy.
In this type of trick play, the quarterback hands off to a running back, who hands off to a tight end, going in the opposite direction.
Yes, player one. No, that's not right. Anyone else? Player three? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, player two. Yes. All right, let's get back into this. Player two has controlled Mount Kosciuszko in New South Wales. Okay, player one. No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Australia. You get to pick again, player two. The future King George II lost his marbles over Henrietta Howard and gave her Marble Hill House on this river. Let's hear it, player one. That's not it. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. The Thames. You get to pick again, player two. A famous one of these, Marie Camargo, is remembered for shortening her skirts to calf length. Okay, player one. Yes. Player one, you start us off. To see this NFL team's home games at FedEx Field, take a shuttle bus from the Landover Metro stop. It's player one. No. Anyone else? Here's the response we were looking for. Washington Redskins. You get to pick again, player one. Lateral epicondylitis is the medical term for the chronic arm injury called this sport's elbow. Okay, player one. Right. Player one, back. Statin drugs like Lipitor are used to lower the bad type of this. Okay, player one. Yes. Player one, you pick again, please. In 2003, Mitch Albom had a #1 bestseller with The 5 People You Meet in Here. Let's hear it, player one. Good. Player one. In 1947, he published his first story collection, Dark Carnival. Fahrenheit 451 came 6 years later. Okay, player one. That's right, way to go. Player one, back in Willa Cather's O Pioneers, the heroine, Alexandra Bergson, is of immigrant stock from this country. Here's what we wanted. Sweden. You get to pick again, player one. In 2007, his book, The Road, earned him a Pulitzer Prize and entry into Oprah's book club. Let's hear it, player one. Hey, you're right. Great, you're back into it now. Player one, choose again. James Michener's Centennial centers on a fictional town in this state. Here's what we wanted. Colorado. You get to pick again, player one. A sign of this infection from the virus that also causes chickenpox is a blistering rash preceded by severe pain. Okay, player one. Sorry. Any other takers? Here's the response we were looking for. Shingles. We return to you, player one. There are viral and bacterial types of this, the inflammation of the membranes covering the brain and spinal cord. It's player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? The correct response is meningitis. Select again. The name of this fluid that contains white blood cells comes from the Latin for water. Okay, player one. Nope. Sorry. Any other takers? Here's what we wanted. Lymph. You get to pick again, player one. In Central America, Doyle's Delight, not Victoria Peak as was thought. Player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? The correct response is Belize. Please pick again, player one. Phnom Aural. Player 1? You are correct. Player 1, back to you. Jimmy will present this clue.
An engraving of this 18th century French monarch, America's most powerful ally during the Revolution, hangs at Mount Vernon.
Let's hear it, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? It's Player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, Player 3? Yes. Player 3, start us. Answer, the first of the daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. You need to select your wager. And the daily double clue. In 1752, suave seducer Sergei Saltykov spiced up the life of this future empress. That puts you even further ahead. Player 3, back to you for our next selection. Born into a family of actors, he was expelled from a seminary, big surprise, before finding fame as a lusty libertine. Player 1? Yes. Player 1, in East Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro. Player 1? Nope. Anyone else? The correct response is Tanzania. You get to pick again, Player 1.
Pico de Teide, in the Canary Islands.
Okay, Player 1. That's correct. Player 1, you pick again, please. And here's Sarah.
In Spanish spelling, this mark above the N indicates that rather than una, the word should be pronounced uña.
It's Player 1. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? Here's what we were looking for. A tilde. Player 1. Pick again. Answer. The other daily double. Player 1, you're in last place, so let's see if you can close how much. And the daily double clue. This can mean taste or flavor. Con mucho this means with great pleasure. Good. Select again. Whether after Cuba or not, it simply means free. Player 1? That is correct. Player 1, as well as manly or virile, this word can mean sledgehammer. It's Player 1. Yes. And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. The Bureau of Land Management can help you adopt one of these wild donkeys. Okay, Player 1. That's correct. Sorry, Player 1. Your score is not on the positive side, so you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy. Here's the Final Jeopardy category. Household products. What are you going to wager? Let's see what it is. Here's the clue.
According to its earliest ads, 0.56% of this product was made up of carbonates, mineral matter, and uncombined alkali. What did you say? And that will set you back. What did you say? And this correct response will add how much to your score? Player 3, congratulations to you. So long.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. F-stop. Shakespeare. Out of this world. Sports Joes. The 20th century. And India. Player 1, you start us off. On February 15th, 1965, Canada's new flag, which featured an 11-pointed one of these, flew for the first time. Yes, Player 1? Right. Player 1, choose again. On Valentine's Day, 1989, the Ayatollah Khomeini showed no love for this author's satanic verses, giving him a death sentence. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's not it. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Salman Rushdie. You again, Player 1. Answer. It's the Daily Double. Player 1, you're in last place. Player 1, please select your wager. And the clue. On February 8th, 1904, Japanese ships attacked this country's fleet at Lushun, Manchuria, beginning a war. Nope. Here's the correct response. Russia. Player 1. Elizabeth II succeeded her father, this man who died unexpectedly at age 56. Player 1? That is correct. Player 1, back to you. In the 1920s, this fascist leader of Italy set up a puppet regime in Albania and reconquered Libya. Player 1? Hey, you're right.
Player one, back to you for our next selection. After coaching the Redskins to 3 Super Bowl championships, he retired to focus on his NASCAR team. Player three. Good for you. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player three. Make us. This title queen uses an asp, a poor venomous fool, to kill herself. Okay, player one. Right. Okay, let's get back into this. This moneylender asks, hates any man the thing he would not kill? Okay, player one. Correct. You're out of the hole. Select again. The comet named for him was last seen in the skies in 1986 and won't return until 2061. Let's hear it, player two. Yes. Yeah! Player two, make a selection, please, as we continue. The international airport in New Delhi bears her name. Let's hear it, player one. That's not it. Any other takers? Let's hear it, player two. Correct. Player two, back to you. Jamshedji Natta, an important businessman of this movie capital, used his wealth to enrich it. Yes, player one? Hey, you're right. Great, you're back into it now. Player one, you start us off. In 1908, troubled by blisters, this outfielder played in his stocking feet. It's player one. Good for you. You again, player one. In 1973, George Foreman grilled this smoking guy, knocking him down 6 times in 2 rounds. Player one? Hey, you're right. Player one. Richard Nixon's enemies list included Jane Fonda and this New York Jets quarterback. Let's hear it, player one. That's right. Way to go. Player one. Pick again. In a nice 2-year run, he married Marilyn in 1954 and was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 55. Okay, player one. Yes. Select again. Not the first, but this second planet is the hottest because its atmosphere causes a severe greenhouse effect. Yes, player one? Right. Player one, you pick again, please. Galileo was the first person to see the rings around this planet. Yes, player one? You got it. Player one, the gravitational pull of this object is the main force holding the solar system together. It's player one. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. The sun. Select again. Like Pluto, Haumea and Makemake are designated as this kind of planet. Let's hear it, player two. Yeah, good. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as the new leader of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri led it into a war with this neighbor in 1965. It's player 1. Right. Where do we begin, player 1? He uses the word assassination for what he plans to do to Duncan. Player 1? Right you are. Player 1. Women in this king's play include Catherine, wife to the king, later divorced, and Anne, maid of honor, later queen. Player 1? Right. Player 1. Characters in this play include the charming Rosalind and the sardonic Jaques. It's player 3. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Yes, player 1? Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player 2. Right you are. Player 2, you start us off. The winner of the 1913 Nobel Prize for Literature, Rabindranath Tagore, was born in this former capital in 1861. Yes, player 2. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 1? Nope. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player 3. Good for you. Player 3, you start. And here's Kelly.
The gesture here typically accompanies this common Indian greeting, from Sanskrit for to bow.
Yes, player 3?
Hey, you're right.
Player 3, you pick again, please. Proverbially, sometimes you can't see it for the trees. Okay, player 1? You got it. Player 1, you start us off. These raised bars on the neck of a guitar help make the sounds of different notes. Let's hear it, player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player 3? No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 2. Good. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 2, make us... The name of this Spanish dance form is Spanish for a type of pink bird. Yes, player 1? That is correct. All right, let's get back into this. Player 1. One of the principal offensive players on a soccer or hockey team. Okay, player 1. That's it. And the last clue for $1,000. To apply nitrogen to the soil to aid plant growth. Yes, player 1? That's right, way to go. Player 3 is in third place and will select first in the Double Jeopardy round, as we always do, right after this break. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories.
Insects. Classic Kids Lit. All about presidents. Country music stars on film. South American countries. And Under the Sea. Player 3, you start. This story begins, all children except one grow up. Player 1? Right you are. Player 1. In a novel by Frances Hodgson Burnett, 7-year-old Cedric Errol inherits a title and is known as Little Lord This. Here's the response we were looking for. Fauntleroy. This classic is the first book in Madeleine L'Engle's Time Quartet. Okay, Player 1. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the response we were looking for. A Wrinkle in Time. You again, Player 1, completes the title of a classic about an African-American family, Roll of Thunder. Yes, Player 1? No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's Player 3. No, sorry. Anyone else? Yes, Player 2. Yes! Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as we go. The Black Pearl and Island of the Blue Dolphins are two classics by him. Okay, Player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, Player 1? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, Player 3? Correct. And you're back into some money. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we're flying past 10,000 feet on our way to this. The altitude will maintain en route, 35,000 feet. Player 1? No. Any other takers? Here's the response we were looking for. Cruising. Player 3, back to you for our next selection. Here's Sarah.
Ledger lines are for notes that don't fit on the 5-line staff, like this note that can be shown 1 line below the treble staff or 1 line above the bass staff.
Let's hear it, Player 1. Good for you. Player 1, make a selection, please, as we continue. In Rhinestone, she turns Sly Stallone into a country singer. Yes, Player 1? That is correct. Player 1, how do you like him now that he made his film debut as fading country star Bo Price in Broken Bridges? Yes, Player 1? Correct.
We return to you, player one. He was the mean and abusive Doyle Hargraves in Sling Blade. Okay, player one. That is correct. Select again. Hats off to this singer who played the dad and horse rancher in 2006's Flicka. Let's hear it, player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Tim McGraw. Player one, back to you. In a 1969 film, he showed some true grit as John Wayne's young sidekick. Player one? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? We're talking about Glenn Campbell. Player one, you pick again, please. The finest singers among species of this insect are the tree type, not the house or field type. Let's hear it, player one. You are correct. Player one, back to you for our next. JFK took his oath of office on a Bible that these people, his mother's family, had brought with them from Ireland. Let's hear it, player one. You got it. Player one, back to you. As a teenager in the 1880s, he played the helicon in the Marion People's Band in Marion, Ohio. Player one? Correct. Select again. The modern Hebrew and Arabic alphabets consist only of this type of letter. Here's the correct response. A consonant. Player one, back to you. It's the South American national capital city that fits the category. Okay, player one. No, sorry. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Caracas. You again, player one. Found in South Africa in 1905, this 3,106-carat diamond went to Amsterdam for cutting. Yes, player one? That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player two. Yes. Woo! All right, let's get back into this. Player two has control. It reached Texas from Mexico around 1890 and spread into most cotton-growing areas of the United States. Yes, player one? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player three? No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player two. Right. You again, player two. Like 1990, 2007 was a year when these noisy insects famously swarmed the Midwest. Yes, player one? Right you are. Okay, let's get back. Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. Player 1, you're in last place, so let's see if you can close. What are you going to wager? Here is your daily double clue. Stoneflies belong to the order Plecoptera, which means pleated this. Good. Player 1, back to you. 2 common shorthorn species of this in North America are the lubber and eastern lubber. Here's what we were looking for. The grasshopper. Player 1, choose again. He was the only member of Washington's cabinet who went on to become president. Player 1? Right. We return to you, Player 1. He was the second to die as the result of assassination. It's Player 1. Nope. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. James Garfield. We return to you, Player 1. He was number 13. Yes, Player 2. Sorry. Any other takers? Let's hear it, Player 1. That's not it. Any other takers? Yes, Player 3. Good. Player 3, you start us off. This South American country was named for a man born in 1451 in Genoa. Player 1? No, sorry. Any other takers? Let's hear it, Player 2. Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's Player 3. That is correct. Select again. Montevideo is its largest city. Okay, Player 1. No. Any other takers? It's Player 3. Correct. You again, Player 3. Answer. The other daily double. And you have the lead. How much are you going to wager, Player 3? Here is your daily double clue. This country's almost 4,000-mile coastline is the longest of any in South America on the Pacific Ocean. You are still in first place, though. Here's what we were looking for. Chile. Player 3, back to you. It's the South American country whose capital city lies the closest to 0 degrees latitude. Okay, Player 1. Yep. And the last clue for $2,000. Jimmy?
This country's Bahia Mangrove ecoregion extends from Reconcavo to Todos os Santos Bay.
Player 1. No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 3. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, player 2.
Hey, you're right.
Only 2 of you will be going on to Final Jeopardy. Sorry, player 1. Here's today's Final Jeopardy category. Broadway. Please enter your wager. Let's take a look at that Final Jeopardy clue right now. The original 1994 Broadway cast of this musical, based on a film, featured Alan Oppenheimer as Cecil B. DeMille. And your response? And this correct response will add how much to your score? Let's see your response. And that will lose you. Player 2, congratulations to you. Thanks for playing, everybody. See you next time.